Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm personally very excited for our series of webinars and being able to share the details of the forthcoming new real-time rail. Before I move on, I'll just take a few moments to acknowledge the land on which we live and work. Payments Canada wishes to acknowledge the Indigenous people of all the lands that we are on today. Our Ottawa office is located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation. Our Toronto office is located on the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee, and the Huron-Wendat. Ottawa and Toronto, among other cities where we may be today, are home to many diverse First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. We recognize and honor their historical presence on this land on which we are privileged to live and work. This is the third in a series of webinars which support a broad public engagement on the real-time rail. Today, we're going to focus on compliance and recourse in the RTR. Starting first with compliance. Payments Canada's compliance framework has three key components. Firstly, we have requirements within our bylaws and rules and standards that our members must comply with. Secondly, Payments Canada has monitoring activities, along with specific actions taken by our members to show their compliance with our rules. Lastly, it covers reporting of compliance activities as appropriate to our various committees, board, and regulators. Our bylaw number 6 sets out roles and responsibilities related to investigations of compliance issues. It addresses processes for investigations, sanctions, and enforcement of those sanctions. In terms of sanctions, the bylaw sets out various options, including financial penalties, suspension of members' rights, and orders for members to comply with various conditions. These elements are really important to ensure a system works effectively and safely. That was an overview of our compliance framework more generally across all of our systems. Let's turn a little bit more specifically to the RTR. So there are certain conditions under which Payments Canada can remove or suspend a participant from the RTR. For example, if an ISP or indirect settlement participant no longer has a settlement agent, if a participant has not paid applicable fees, if the participant no longer meets the requirements set out in the rules, or if the participant is no longer a viable institution. For direct settlement participation, if they've lost their RTR settlement account with the Bank of Canada, they will also be removed or suspended from the system. Another element that we watch very closely from a compliance perspective is participant incidents. So anytime a participant has a disruption to their system that could impact the safety of the RTR or impact the participant's ability to connect with the RTR or make funds available to their customers, they must notify Payments Canada within 15 minutes. Turning to exceptions handling and returns. So a key attribute of an RTR payment is that it's final and irrevocable. Although there are some specific circumstances set out in the RTR legal framework where an RTR payment does not have to be made finally and irrevocably available within the required time frame, and it may be returned. So these include things such as a technical error. For example, if a mandatory element in the payment message is missing, if it was sent in a currency other than Canadian dollars, if there was harmful or malicious content within the payment message, if there was an event beyond the participant's control, like a natural disaster, or in cases where a restriction has been placed on the account of the payee. So for example, for legal reasons or by request of the payee. There are additionally some limited circumstances where the RTR payment message may be returned. For example, where errors have occurred in the message or it was made fraudulently. These return requests have specific timeframes for processing that are set out in the rules. So our last topic today is around customer complaints or disputes. Participants must have policies and procedures in place to address these claims or disputes from their customers relating to errors, unauthorized payments, or fraudulent payments. Participants must ensure that their clients are aware of their rights and responsibilities contained in these policies and procedures. There's requirements for the participants to have escalation procedures as well as investigation procedures. And that covers our session for today. If you would like any additional information, please feel free to reach out or check our website where we have companion documents and consultation details set out regarding the RTR legal framework. Thank you for listening today.